Hey everybody, it's Mama Kay coming at you from her home office again in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And it's been a really fun journey learning how to use Zoom now. So hopefully this will go well. I have a really special friend of mine that's trying it out for the first time with me today and has been so patient as I try and move things out of the way and not fall off the chair as I do so. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to my friend. So who are you?
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm also in Winnipeg. And mostly what I do is I'm a music teacher, but I also do some gigs around. So, some playing things for like weddings or accompanying choirs and things like that at music festivals. Those are my two main jobs, being a music teacher and then doing some gigging, I guess.
So what do you teach? What do you play?
Okay, I play the flute and the piano. Those are the two main instruments. Um, well, and the piccolo, but the piccolo doesn't get too many requests for gigs.
And you teach something else as well that's a part of it, right? Not just flute, not just piano, but you have a whole studio based on this one style of teaching or this one school of teaching, don't you?
Yeah, it's called Music for Young Children, and it's a piano-based program. And actually, I have one of Mama Kay's middle school students in my studio, and she was one of my very first students when she was 4, and now she's 13 and still with me on the piano. So it's a great program to start out on when you're little, and it involves piano and singing and playing like rhythm instruments like you'd see in like elementary school and things like that. Yeah, so that's where a lot of my students start out, is in the Music for Young Children, or MYC program. And then I also teach at two Montessori schools. One is in St. Vital, and those kids are ages 2 to 5. And then I'm the music teacher at another one in River Heights, and those kids are from ages 2 to, I guess, 9 or 10, because it goes up to grade 4. So I teach the preschool and the elementary kids there.
How long have you been teaching for, Amy?
This is actually year 10, which sounds pretty crazy because I'm not even 30.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, year 10.
And so what have you been teaching the longest of those things that you teach?
Music for Young Children program. I started that. My very first class was a group of 4 little kids up in my living room. I didn't even have my studio set up yet.
And how about
So,
flute? How long have you been teaching flute for?
I think I started about 6 or 7 years ago now. I actually have a very small flute studio right now. Most of my students are on piano, but if you know any flute students, send them my way.
Absolutely. So this is your career then?
Yep, yep. I do a tiny bit of work with my church, and then a tiny bit of work with an Etsy shop, knitting and crocheting.
Yeah,
But yeah, most of my
you're a phenomenal knitter and crocheter.
well, if you see yarn, I'm doing that now too. Like to do things. They either want to be practicing or knitting or crocheting or writing a novel or something.
That's amazing. So you're a doer that way. You know, you need to be doing.
Yes,
Very cool.
definitely.
So I have a bit of a weird question for you. What is the strangest gig or job that you've ever played at or been involved in?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's strange, but when you work with young kids, sometimes there's theme days.
Okay.
And what by theme days is that, all the kids will be doing one incorrect behavior, or show the same symptom of whatever. Like if one kid says they have a tummy ache, then suddenly 7 kids have tummy aches. Or if one kid pulls down their pants, then suddenly you're telling down their pants. But the absolute weirdest one I can laugh at now was the grade 1 student who decided it would be fun to run around with the garbage can on his head.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It was not amazing at the time. I can laugh about it now. Please don't do that, by the way. And hopefully don't do that anymore.
Oh,
Um,
that's awesome.
So yes, sometimes theme days involve me having to say, pull up your pants or get your fingers out of your nose or whatever
It's never dull,
when
is it?
you're working with very small children. No, no.
So do you have any advice for students who are thinking of having a career in music?
Practice.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Practice, but make sure that you still have balance in doing your activities, especially when it comes to balancing your schoolwork, because you'll want to be very strong with your academics as well. For music school, a lot of the music school courses are very challenging, especially theory and some of the. I was a history major, so I won't say that history is challenging, but some people find it challenging. But especially the theory, that can get really challenging. So you'll want to be well-rounded and just take care of yourself too. Don't get overloaded. And remember that you're doing this because you love it, not because it's some chore you have to do. And if you approach your practicing that way, then you'll be a lot happier.
Just a quick little question about practicing. When you were in middle school or high school, what would have been sort of like a regular amount of time that you had been practicing? I know you were taking lessons at the exact same time though, right? You're taking flute lessons and probably piano lessons.
Yeah, I took piano lessons until I was like 24. Flute lessons, I actually only started when I was 15. And that was when in grade 10, that was when we didn't have practice records anymore. But in grade 9, once I got my good flute, which was really exciting, my intermediate model, which had the open holes and everything, like you'd see if you're one of Mama Kay's students and she brings it out, then I sometimes was practicing over 1,000 minutes a week.
Holy
so yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, you probably have very strong hands too from all the knitting and the crocheting, right? So your hands were used to all the extra. They had built up endurance.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. And I remember I didn't count any of my piano practicing. There was a way to count some of the piano practicing, but yeah, I'd come home and I'd basically just sit down with my flute after having a snack or maybe watching one TV show or something. And that was, I sat down in the bedroom, I had a music stand there, and that was what I did. And then after dinner, it would be homework.
Oh, well, that's very impressive. I can honestly say I did not practice that much. I was less, what's the word? I was more easily distracted. So any other extra little bits of advice for anybody that you'd like to share right now? Because we're near the end of our chat this morning.
Yeah, I can't say every day I did hours upon hours, but I was definitely getting lots of practicing in.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy morning. Is there a cat near you, perhaps, that you could show our friends?
Oh, I have one that's attacking my crocheting right now underneath the underneath the chair.
Can we say hi?
Actually, hey. Well, this is Cat.
Oh, hang on. Our video is lagging behind just a little. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, so cute. And what's that?
He is smashing because he's so handsome.
Oh, well, he is gorgeous. And that's not one of yours, right? That's the ones you're babysitting?
No, kitty. Both of my kitties. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and Cat's sitting while she's in the hospital. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Amy, for your time today. That was really amazing. And thanks for sharing all the wonderful musical things that you're doing as a career. That's fabulous. Hopefully it will inspire some people. And hey, if you're looking for music lessons for your kiddos and you're watching this video, get in contact with me through my YouTube channel, and I will pass along Amy's information to you. Thanks so much, Amy. Hope you have an amazing day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
All right.